Hey, welcome to Doozer Shop. I'm playing some more with the Quill for the tailstock, and I made a lap, an OD lap. Let's go handheld and check it out. Alright, on the road again. Here we go. Alright. So, working on the mighty Pratt & Whitney lathe. And I've got the tailstock Quill between centers. I turned to center in a collet, and then I got a center in the tailstock. So that's my lap made out of a piece of aluminum. You can see I've got a 1/4-20 bolt to do my adjusting with. And let me turn off my lamp there. Maybe that was not kind to the camera. But at any rate, there's my lap. I got saw cuts going not only to the split where I adjust it, but got some relief holes, and I just used the bandsaw and I slit to the relief holes to give it some maybe equal collapse, equal flex, whatever. So I've been using Clover compound. This is the fine. That's just I believe it's just aluminum oxide. Grit and grease. I don't think it's silicon carbide. But anyways, so I lapped this thing for about an hour, and I wanted to make sure I didn't go too far. And I don't think I'm quite there. Well, I'm not sure where I'm at. I measured it. Boy, that really, you can't really see. With the digital mics here. And that's the number I got. 1 inch, 499.4. So I'm 6/10 under 1.5 inches. There's my mic standard, my 1 inch. So I'm 6/10 under. And if you remember, all this was to get rid of the tri-lobe. This had a couple tenths tri-lobe. A couple 2-3 tri-lobe. And it's hard for me to measure the tri-lobe. A 2-point caliper is not going to measure it. A 3-point caliper would absolutely measure it. I have one, but it's only a 1 inch capacity. I don't have a 2 inch capacity, which is what I need for this. But boy, oh boy, it probably doesn't come through on the camera, but this turned this from a gnarly, interrupted, shiny color to a matte, gray color. Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. And it measured with the mic, with the the two anvil mic, that 1.4994 in like everywhere. Like I measured it in like 6-8 places along the length, and so all the grit is washed off in the parts tank, and all the grit is cleaned out after my lapping session. And so this lap is on here with no grit whatsoever, or I cleaned the grit as good as I could, the best that I can. And when you run it, there are no tight spots, no loose spots. So no wonder I get a consistent diameter. It's pretty consistent. So 6/10 under nominal seems good. Now when I insert this into the tailstock, I get about a little more than halfway into the tailstock and it gets tight. And if I flip it around, the same thing. If I flip the shaft around, the same thing. So it means the shaft is okay, the tailstock is tapered. Well, if I do this to the one end of the tailstock, I get the same result. No matter which way I flip the shaft, I get the same result, or no matter which end of the tailstock. Well, here's the tailstock. No matter which end of the tailstock I put it in, it goes a little bit more than half. And I can still turn it and feel a tri-lobe in the tailstock. Like, it'll only go in when you orient it a certain way, and then it'll go in. But if you try to turn it, it'll lock. And unfortunately, with the keyway at the bottom, it's a little bit tight. Or if the keyway is cocked a little 20-30 degrees off the bottom, then it's a little bit looser. So I think I got some tri-lobe still, but I don't know. And I got to make a decision if I'm going to keep lapping this smaller, or initially I honed the tailstock with a brake cylinder hone, right? With a 3-finger brake cylinder hone, not a rigid hone. So I think maybe it's big, little, big, or, you know, tight fitting, really tight fitting, tight fitting. I think I need to hone more in the middle, but I don't know because my bore gauge with, you know, it's a dial indicator bore gauge, it goes down to 2 inch. I don't have one that goes down to 1.5 inches. Precision's only as good as you can measure, right? I could hone this some more, concentrate my efforts in the middle, and just keep fitting, you know, the quill. And just keep trying it, fitting it. But I'd rather measure before I go too far off the beaten path. You know, I don't like fitting things and then you fit too much and then it's too loose and then you're kind of up the creek. Anyhow, to compound all that fun University, also known as FU, Fun University. So it's much better I got the big V blocks out. I bought these at Shar's. These are my Starrett X blocks, and they're just at the edge of not being enough. And these are the right tools for the job. This one and that one. These are from Shar's, as I said. They're very nice. They seem very accurate. And it spans that keyway that I milled in there rather well. But I was having some anomalies even with this. Trying to determine if the shaft was bent or not. Well, this surface plate, it says Poughkeepsie, New York Board of Education, right? This thing's old. I got it at a garage sale. I think I paid $100 years ago, 20 plus years ago. And this thing has a 1,000th dip in the middle. I just figured all this out last night. I've been going crazy trying to think, is my shaft bent or is it, you know, basically where the height sand is sitting. If I measure, let me see here. If I measure the V block, just the height of that edge, right? If I measure that, I mean, I could do it, but I'll just tell you. It's 0. If I measure it there, right? Instead of being in the middle, I just swing it over to there. It's 1 thou difference. Well, let's do it. Why not? Let's, you know, for the sake of why the hey not. Because, all right. So it's right at 0. Okay, now I'm going to move this guy and now it's 1. Is it focusing? Yes. Right? And that's in the middle. Bring it back. Basically 0. So between the height stand sitting there and the height stand sitting there is a thou difference. That's because the plate is worn in the middle. So, darn it. I just never used this plate for anything as precision as I'm playing with whatnot right now. Hey, look, I got more V blocks. Those would have worked because those are 90 and those are 120. Those would have worked. Okay, I think I got another set of those. I got tools I don't even know I have, and they are right in front of me. Golly. Hey, there's one right there. I think I got a mate to that one too. For crying out loud. I might even have more. I know I got, why not? Because the camera's rolling. Oh yeah. That's a big V block, and I got its brother there too. And whatever. Alright. So whatever. So anyways, long story short, long story long, my surface plate, I can't move the height stand. It's hard to tell if that shaft is flat. I even just took the V-blocks off and put the shaft along the edge, and it seems pretty flat. I can put a light, a flash lamp behind it, and you can see a little bit of a light from the flash lamp. But is it the plate or is it my shaft? It's maddening. It's just terrible. You know, in a home shop without certified plates, in this one, that's too small. But that one I think is pretty darn flat. Well, actually, I could set up something diagonally and it would at least tell me something. Then I could, I don't know. Well, regardless, or as some people say, irregardless, I'm going to think about this. I'd really like to measure what I got in that tailstock. I'd really like to measure that tailstock. Anyhow, just doing a quick post to show you the lap that I came up with. And it's just black anodizing from this was a part from who knows what else back in the day, right? All right, thanks for tuning in. That's my little evening update with the Hendey Tailstock project. Till next time, this is Doozer Shop.